Hey guys, so here we are. You voted, you get it, and we are creating full-scale project from absolute scratch. Majority of you voted for a perfume commercial, so yep, here's our product. But before we start, I want to briefly introduce you to this sort of a course. It's like a mini course for this month. So there will be 4 chapters, 4 videos. Maybe I will break down some chapters to separate videos, but in general my idea was to show you your initial first step, which would be your interaction with the client and researching the product and creating some sort of a mood board. Then you can proceed with the storyboarding and R&D phase. Then we do rough animation, do some changes, tweaks, then we do like production ready animation, and then we compose that in After Effects. We will be using both Cinema 4D and Houdini. For the rendering, I was debating between Octane and Redshift, but Redshift it is because we are doing this on Mac. I plan that these 4 chapters will be every week around like Wednesday or Thursday, so you have plenty of time to follow and learn new techniques and some valuable tips. As you can see, I'm using Notion as my sort of a project note-taking software. You can use whatever you want, but in this Notion I wrote a bunch of text, so excuse me constantly like switching back and forth, so in order to read and explain what I have written here down. English is not my native language, so it's much more easier for me to write down and then read it out with additional comments. So I think let's begin. In this first chapter, I will share my most valuable tips and workflows to interact with the client when someone reaches out to you and asks you, hey, are you available for this and that, and I want to do this or that for my product, as well as create our mood board for this project. And we will be doing this live, so you will see all the process in depth. All right, so chapter 1, interaction with your client. So first of all, you've just got an email or direct message on Instagram. In majority of the cases, email or DM you will receive will be about your availability for a certain project, certain date, or in general, like are you accepting commissions or projects, whatever. It really depends on who is reaching you, because studios and let's say solopreneurs or just like any random person, they act a bit differently, because studios have a bit more experience discussing workflows with freelancers and all this stuff. But yeah, for me, nearly always client asks about my availability in terms of work, and if my answer is positive, meaning that yes, I am accepting new projects right now, we often arrange a call to discuss everything. And here's a set of questions I often ask. Bear in mind that in this scenario, we already know that this project is about perfume, and during the call, project manager or client already told us all about the product and its key features. Knowing this information, your set of questions might look like this. First, what is the project scope? So the scope, here's the goal, is to understand what parts of creative process we will be working on. In our case, it's a full production cycle from initial idea to the final 3D animation. On this question, the answer might be also something like, we need you only for the research and development phase, or we need certain assets to be modeled and that's it. But that hugely depends on the workflow studio has, because I worked with studios that were primarily video orientated. They were shooting some commercials and I was the only 3D guy they were working with, so I was doing nearly everything from storyboarding till final animation. And at this stage, you gather as much information as you can, possibly asking to send it over to you in an email after the call. So just everything about the project you will be working on, and like what are the goals, what are the team, how to better like communicate with that team. It could be email, Slack, Discord, what are their working hours, whatever. So the scope means basically all the things that you will be working on and with. Second question often is about the deliverables. If deliverables include animation, good idea would be to ask about resolution, codec, bitrate, etc. If it's a still frame, you still need to know resolution and sort of file format. In our case, main film will be around 15 to 20 seconds long 3D animation, Full HD 1920 by 1080, MP4 codec, and 20 bits. If we will have time, additionally, I would like to create around like 3 cuts, 5 to 7 seconds each, for social media, for Instagram. So it's vertical format 1080 by 1920, MP4, 20 bits. So now when you know the scope, you know the kind of all the things that you should do, you know the deliverables, all the things that you need to export, and you can ask about the budget. So client might have set the budget for the project, or he might ask you about your day rate. Make sure to clearly state your day rate as well as working hours. So in case you work extra, you get paid extra. For me, overtime on working days is double rate, and working on weekends, which I try to avoid at all costs, usually it's triple the rate. Really make sure that client understands you, understands that you might be in a different time zone. So for example, I'm here in Latvia and it's around 10 hours difference with Eastern time. So yeah, I mean, usually morning their time is already end of the day for me here. So if they want me to do something their day or morning, it will be overtime, evening overtime for me. And of course the deadline. It's pretty self-explanatory. Now when you have all the previous information, you know the deadline, you can decide if you will be able to do this project or it's a skip. It's always better to take your time, and after you have weighted all the pros and cons, you write down an email shortly after a call where you basically do a transcription of your call. You clearly outline your responsibilities, deliverables, deadline, basically, so everything is in written format, because sad but true, only written words matter. In this email, you either agree, decline, or if it's the email where you need to tell the budget, you tell the budget based on the info you gathered from the call and your estimated time needed to finish this project multiplied by your day rate. And now a few tips based on my previous experience. So first of all, I would say when estimating the project, add at least around like 25 to 30% to the estimate, because there is a huge chance that you will get some additional info, changes or something, and at one point you actually need to bill for every little thing. On the other side, if the client is really good and you want to maintain like those awesome relationships that you have right now, you might say, oh, alright, I'll do that in this budget without any sort of additional payments. But you know that you don't lose money. Also, I've never signed any contracts because I'm a remote freelancer, and come on, I won't be suing anyone like from United States. I mean, I can't comment on necessity of this action, but I have signed multiple NDAs, and signing NDA is absolutely okay. Even NDAs might be for like your lifetime, so you cannot share any sort of result, any sort of work in your portfolio. Chances are that NDAs are often till the launch of the product, so it might be half a year or 3 years. So you can always ask about that. It's nothing bad, nothing wrong with it. Most crucial part. So always, like seriously, always ask for upfront payment. It should be either 50 and 50 upfront, 50 post payment, within like, I don't know, net 30 or even less. Or at least it should be like 30, 40 or 40, 30. I don't know. But you should never work without being paid upfront at least a pretty significant chunk, at least 30%. Because if you work without being paid upfront, you are extremely easy target. I mean, you are not covered by any means, and unfortunately, I have done some projects without upfront payment, and unfortunately, I am still not paid for them. And unfortunately, our world consists of such bad people. So really, if your client wants to work with you without paying you upfront, that means only one thing, that it's 99% chance that you won't get paid at all. That's how it works. That's how it works for me and a bunch of 3D designers that I know. Sad but true. Trust your gut. If you feel that project is full of challenges and you genuinely think that you won't be able to do it, don't do it. Be honest, your failure might do serious damage to the client company, especially if it's a product launch campaign that has a set deadline and then some force majeure happens, or you just simply stare at the storyboard or R&D and you think, how the hell I should animate that? Just trust your gut. It's better to say, sorry, it would be possible to do this, and as early as possible you should say that. Then you ruin really like company's plans or ruin someone's business. Don't do that. For your personal kind of education or training, challenges are always really good. When you just you don't know how to do something and you're really turning on all of your brain, it's always a good thing to train your skills. In production, of course, there are projects that will be challenging, but if you really think that you don't have any clue or idea how to do this project and it has short deadline, I would say it's better to let your client know that you will have difficulties. Also, yeah, and as I told you with this little padding when estimating the work, still, you should be upfront about any additional expenses that rise during the project. If something changes and that is not because of your work, for example, a client sent you the wrong 3D model, or the client wants to introduce a few extra shots, it's all time, it's all work, so it's all money. I really remember myself when I was starting out and I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll do anything extra because you are my third client in my lifetime and I will do everything. That leads to burnout and that leads to really unhealthy relationships, because when you get a little bit more experienced, you realize that you were just used for that additional work without getting paid, and you just become angry on yourself and on your client. So just don't be greedy or something, just be upfront, clear, and be honest, and just be upfront and clear about what's going on, where your time goes, what are you doing, and why this or that change might increase the budget that you need. Alright, so that was about the client. Now let's talk about the product. Let's pretend that at this stage we had a call with the client, he described the product, we know everything, he sent us a few materials, some articles, some visual references, everything that they have. And now we need to study that product. We need to understand what it is about. So yep, let's do that. So here we have our Dior Sauvage perfume, 100 milliliter spray bottle. And here you can also see that in our Notion, I have written down all the descriptions, all the information about our perfume. So just to introduce you, Sauvage perfume is a highly concentrated interpretation of a Sauvage with an extreme freshness based in a warm oriental tones and an animal beauty that comes to life on the skin. Very good, but so notes: fresh and spicy mandarin, leathery and mellow tonka bean, sandalwood, warm and fierce. So perfumer's word Sauvage is an endless score. Its incredibly dense composition is shaped with subtle nuances to create unique flashes of light. For Sauvage perfume, I imagine the impact when intense freshness meets the smooth depths of an oriental. Alright. I maintain the powerful soul of Sauvage by giving it nocturnal accents and animal attraction and rounder facets. Unfortunately, all of these are really poetic, really abstract, really, I don't know, cinematic. Yep, I think it's more like a poetic description that gives you this vibe. Here in the description, it was to compose Sauvage perfume, François Demachy, hope I pronounced it right, Dior perfumer creator drew inspiration from a wild, unspoiled expanse beneath a blue-tinged night sky, as the intense aromas of a crackling fire rise into the air. It trails and first notes of mandarin, tonka bean, and sandalwood. Alright, and here are some images from their website. So it's fresh and spicy mandarin. The mandarin is lit on fire, glittery and mellow tonka bean. And I love they play with the cold and really super warm light of the fire and the sandalwood. So when you gather this information, what you want to do is, for now, for this like kind of your absolutely first stage, and if it's about a product, right? It doesn't matter if it's about a perfume or it's I don't know, the mouse, keyboard, skateboard, hammer, whatever. Write down your associations or your interpretation of the product. Or your interpretation of the properties of the product. So here, this is like when I read all of this, all of the description, I also watched the commercial, and here's what I kind of like felt, or those were my feelings about this particular product. So it's something dark, tangy, masculine, spicy. It resembles fire, something dynamic, something savage, sudden, wide, broad. It should be something, as they write, a deep blue night sky and a powerful fire. So red, orange, yellow, white colors. The more interpretations you can get written down, the better. When you have these written down here, you can start to shape the scene in your head. Like you already should have sort of frames that your mind produces, your brain produces actually. When you grab some of these words, you should visualize something in your head. And that's when we can start creating our actual mood board, our actual color palette. So yeah, let's begin creating it. Alright, so what I want to do now is grab some visual references for, as I said, for all of these words here that are kind of like abstract interpretations of the properties of the perfume. And so we want to kind of incorporate that into an animation in a visual way. So what we can do here is, first, let's try going to the Pinterest. Pinterest is an awesome source of all things, like, yeah, basically all things. So what we want to do is, let's say, abstract, dark art. I don't know. So yeah, that's too much. Dark environment. Maybe something that really sets the tone, and maybe we want to find something minimal. Dark environment. So I think something like this. I'm thinking maybe, yeah, something like this with the mountains. I think we can utilize the high fields in the Houdini. So let's just drag and drop it here into our pure ref. And if you have never used pure ref, I have also I don't use pure ref that often. I just drag and drop these into Notion. But yeah, just for this project, let's create that in pure ref. Where we want product info. Let's bring this one down like this and this one up. So yeah, something like, maybe we should also search dark desert. Yeah, definitely something with the high fields in Houdini. I like this one. This is like it's like tangy for me. So let's drag and drop it here also. Let's make it smaller. That here. I want to rotate it a bit. Yeah, like this. So what do we have here? Something like yeah, we could utilize some particle flow, right? Why not? Just to share how dynamic it is. So let's go with this one too, and yeah, make it smaller. All right. Yeah, I like these colors also. So yeah, let's drop this one here. There's no such thing as too many visual references. So yeah. What I also want to do is something like a spicy thing. What could be spicy? It should be something like spicy and fire, and so like cracking, fire cracks, abstract. Always said abstract. Oh yeah, that's not what I want actually. But it's just, let's also maybe focus on abstract dynamic something, because then we can abstract dynamic and we can check procedural also for more like, nope. So let's say, what do we want to do here? We can search for sandalwood forest or sandalwood in general. So, or maybe dark forest. Yeah, let's check dark forest. All right. Yeah, that's something I want. I don't want this to be like mythical but yeah, this is something I really want. I want to show like the huge area with all the trees. I think I like this setup. Yeah. Oh, we could do this setup, and then we could add also like extremely zoomed out with a bunch of trees. So let's say we add both of these. We also could find something with a tar, wood, tar, I think, no, wood, pitch, timber, tar, I don't know, nope, conifer, wood, it's like tar, resin, something that is like a flowy. All right, yeah, I cannot find anything for that tangy thing, but let's try abstract fire simulation. Why not? Abstract. So from these, yeah, that's a bit closer to what I want, because I want these shots to be kind of mixed in the speed also. You know what? I wanna include charcoal. Come on. So my Wi-Fi connection just died, so let's go Pinterest again. Yeah, charcoal photo. I don't have like photography art. Maybe I want something like this, like a fine grain something. Pinterest is good with it, but it's like AI. Yeah, definitely. I want something like this again. I think let's add it here. I want it to be, oh, what's that? That's nice. I want it to be both smooth and, let's go. I want it both smooth and like really textured. So what else we have here? Broad, white, sudden, savage. What's sudden? Fire. Yeah, I mean, photo of fireplace. Why not? Let's try bonfire. Yeah, I want something like this where the fire is really subtle with a lot of sparks. That would be something, I think. Let's try adding this one with a lot of sparkles. So dynamic, abstract. Abstract always works, except this time we want to replicate a movement, right? So I don't want any sort of glitch style stuff here. It's not there. When you start to feel that Pinterest is not enough, you could always try and gather some more like 3D references from Behance. So we can try and just gather some ideas from perfume, commercial. It might not be like a 3D render, it could be just like photography. Yeah, what do we have here? Dior. This is something similar, we could check that out. Maybe this Valentino CGI perfume animation. Montblanc, Sherlin, or how do you pronounce that? Yeah. And now we can also change the perfume to fragrance. Commercial, midnight, right? Let's check it out. Tom Ford. Yeah, let's check these. So what do we have here is a really nice lighting and some sort of rocks here. Let's check out just 8 seconds. Anyhow, let's check it out. Oh, I see. That's a nice idea with the switching cubes. Okay, that's nice. With the Bon Blanc, this one is more like a high-tech stuff. And yeah, of course, some... Oh yeah, I see, it's a Mont Blanc Explorer. So yeah, that's why there are some rocks and scattered little thingies here. Let's check out this one. That's also a cool idea. But yeah, it's absolutely not the thing that we are looking to do. Midnight Miss Solve. That's a nice sim. So what's there? Branding. Yeah, all right. And this one. Oh, that's a photography, actually. Nice. That's nice. Let's check out the process. Oh, that's cool. I always love that. In 3D, it's so easy to just scatter some rocks and grains. But if you're doing that as a photographer, that's respect from me. Seriously. Yeah, that's cool. So, alright, if not fragrances, let's go abstract, dark, 3D, because why not? So this blue dark project, what it's all about. Alright. Yeah, my connection sucks right now. We forgot about the laser, right? So we might want to do something like let's say alum leather 3D. So this one, I really like this one. I don't know how it's made, but let's check it out. It's from Tactic Studio GmbH. Let's check. Oh, right, I see the vellum there. No, that was cool. That was cool. Let's definitely add that here, just in case, because we also will play with the lights. The yellow light here, it's cool. Let's add that. That's a cool reference, right? Let's go check out some more. Let's just write down abstract 3D. Let's see. Procedural maybe, because we will be doing a bunch of stuff in Houdini. So abstract 3D dark. Now what's here with the Versace and also cold blue album film? Oh, that's cool. I like this one by Nolaton. Let's check. Nice. All right, that's cool. That's cool. For this cold blue, I say RBD destruction. Something like this is nice. We could possibly use it. Something this is so that. Yeah, the gross. All right. Oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Some crystals. We don't actually. I don't feel any sort of crystals here in our project. So yeah, it's more like Versace. Still cool. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Well, just I think we can play with these ones that we have. Let me make it a bit bigger. And now we can see what we've got here. So of course, we will need our bottle, our fragrance bottle to be modeled. But yeah, I think here we will have till 20 seconds. So it could be either 15 to 20 seconds. And I don't want to make it super dramatic, super packed with effects. I want to show you a few product rendering techniques. So yeah, I think we are good. Honestly, we have something tangy, we have something sudden, savage, we have something, I don't know, masculine, maybe fire is masculine. We have something wide, we have something broad, and deep blue night sky with a powerful fire. Yeah, we have that. Something dark, something spicy. We don't have anything spicy, but I don't want to be super in your face. I don't want to just grab a model of mandarin or orange and just stick it there just because this perfume has orangey notes in the scent. Maybe our client would like us to do that. That's another question. But yeah, I think we are good with this one. And now what we need to do is to go and create some storyboards. And for the storyboards, there are so many options you can proceed with that, and we will be creating that live. Spoiler, I'm really bad at sketching, so I'm doing storyboards kinda in 3D. So yeah, I think I will be doing really rough, super rough block out frames just to see where we are, how the storyline will progress. So yeah, that will be in a second chapter. We will be creating storyboard and we will be creating R&Ds. It will be a pretty long video, but yeah, I hope this one was a great intro and you learned something new. So definitely stay tuned for the next chapter and I'll see you very soon. Bye.